Hey guys, welcome back to Terrafirmagreg. I updated the version to 27, and there were changes. I did a lot of this stuff in the background, doing a lot of things to get stuff automated, but the problem is now to make the chips, the microchips, it's totally different. Lots of stuff changed. So we have some stuff we need to do. So let's get into that. So first off, you see, we don't have those circuit boards anymore. Now it's something different. This is a ceramic printed circuit board, not a plastic printed circuit board. And it's a little different. We have to have this ceramic circuit board. We have to use annealed copper foil instead of just plain copper foil. And you have to use more iron 3 chloride. That's okay, we've got plenty of this stuff. The problem is this ceramic circuit board. So I switched it out here. To make this, you need nickel and the sulfuric acid, but also this silicon carbide substrate. And that's the stuff that is kind of difficult. See, I got it over here on this side. In order to make this, you need oxygen, easy. Molybdenum foil. That's actually not too difficult. I found a bunch of molybdenum deposits farther up that way. I think I found some like around here. I mined it out. So we've got a bunch of those. That was pretty easy. Our part is this one right here. Silicon carbide plates. There we go, silicon carbide plates. So in order to make that, we have to have silicon carbide ingots. Okay, so how do we get those? You have to put in a chemical bath with some hydrochloric acid, rough silicon carbide dust. And this is the thing that's kind of interesting. I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to get this rough silicon carbide dust. I went here, I couldn't find anything anywhere. You have to smash rough silicon carbide ingots. Now, after looking in the quest book here, I think if you go to the medium voltage, yeah, under medium voltage right here, silicon carbide ingots, because you need those to get the ceramic boards. If you click on this, this is where it'll actually tell you how you're supposed to do this stuff. So what you need is these rough silicon carbide ingots. And the way you get those is in the EBF. So what you need is you need some quartz and some graphite dust. Put that in the EBF with well, then you'll get some carbon monoxide and also some of this hot rough silicon carbide ingots, which then you can take those and cool them off and then crush them to get the rough stuff that you need right here in the chemical bath plus the hydrochloric acid. So yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. So first of all, do we have flawless quartz or exquisite quartz? We need 27 graphite dust. I know I saved a bunch of graphite from here. Yeah, look at that crushed graphite ore. We've got 62 of that. So it looks like what we really need is some diamond ore. So we can wash that to get more graphite dust. Oh, and then the dirty diamond slurry is used to get carbon and graphite dust. Oh, so that's kind of cool. We can get graphite dust that way. But how do you get the diamond liquefaction tower? I don't think I can make that, can I? But yeah, actually I think I can. Yeah, I think I can totally make this. Makes me wonder if I should have gone with the gas route instead of diesel. I mean, diesel is nerfed a little bit, but it still is a pretty good power source. I might have to make a liquefaction tower just for the diamond slurry. For now, though, let's just throw in all of this stuff. See. Okay, so we're washing it. We're getting stone dust, carbon dust, purified graphite ore, which then is going into the thermal centrifuge, bringing it refined graphite ore, and then the refined stuff needs to be crushed. We can go down here and turn on the crushing wheels for now, because we don't have a macerator. Okay, so to make that, we need 27 graphite and let's say 9 exquisite quartz. Oh, we've got plenty. That's for sure. Well, so 9 of those. Carbon, graphite. 27 of these. Okay, send that to the EBF. It's the EBF2 because it uses the nitrogen. Insufficient output items. Oh, insufficient outputs item. Let's see. That's the output bus, so that's not a problem. The input bus, we've got the 9 exquisite, 27 graphite. Does the output hatch not have enough room? Is that what the problem is? So that's going to make 18 buckets of carbon monoxide. That's going to make 18 buckets of carbon monoxide too. This is an LV output hatch. Yes, it can only hold 16 buckets. So what we need is an MV output hatch, because the MV output hatch can hold 32 buckets. Here we go, 288. Okay, send those to the assembler. That should automatically grab everything, make it, and throw it back on. Perfect. So that should be the machine hull. Haha, there we go. Okay, great. And then we need the hull. Oh, and that has to be on a 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and send 432 liquid polyethylene. 432. Yep. Send that to the assembler. So now if we take this and run over to the assembler, we should have the, yep, polyethylene is in there. Let's set it to a 2 instead of 3. And then we can throw in machine hull and the bronze drum. That makes the output hatch. Exactly what we need. Okay, so now we can go to here and get the output hatch, put the correct one in, and it's running. There we go. Yep, we'll have some hot, rough silicon carbide ingots and some carbon monoxide. It means we're probably going to need to set up a liquid output here to get stuff out and thrown into our liquid storage. But that is meaning that we're going to have more storage spots, because I don't think we have a spot for carbon monoxide. All right, there we go. The hot ingots are in storage now. Now we got to cool them off, which means we need to put them in the chemical bath, which I did have one set up over here, but I think I moved it. No, I did not. The chemical bath is still here. That's right, I was using it to wash the sodium persulfate. Do I have a bath somewhere else? I think I actually do. I just set it up. Reactor, mixer, arc furnace, chemical bath. Yes. So I do have a chemical bath in here. I just need to fill it with water. Well, and if we look at this, it needs to go in a bath. It takes 100 millibuckets of water per ingot, so we need 900 millibuckets. We should have, yeah. So there's the water. Let's get 1 bucket, and then we can return 100, so we have 900. Perfect. And then we need, yep, the hot rough silicon carbide ingots. We need to send this to the chemical bath. There it goes. Getting sent to the chemical bath. And it is doing its thing. Okay, perfect. And when it's done, it will take the rough silicon carbide ingot and spit it back out into storage. Very nice. I'm loving that. We do need a macerator so we can automatically macerate the stuff. I wonder, should we just have the macerator over here? I mean, the crushing wheels are kind of nice, but I'm thinking instead of the crushing wheels, we just set up a macerator hooked up to the side, just like we have an ore washer here. The ore washer's going fast enough. I don't think we need to have a huge amount of ore washing. So we're probably going to get rid of this fan. especially since they nerfed it. And yeah, I think we'll have just a macerator on there, but we probably want a macerator that we can send stuff to. So we're probably going to put one of those over here as well. But first things first, we need, I think it's an HV macerator to get byproducts. But in order to do that, we need the HV stuff. Okay, we've got a couple of the rough silicon carbide ingots, so let's grab a couple of those. Now we can take it over here and crush it. Beautiful. So we should have some, yes, rough silicon carbide dust. Okay, so now the rough silicon carbide dust we use in a chemical bath with hydrochloric acid to get silicon carbide ingot and diluted hydrochloric acid. We do have hydrochloric acid here. Do we have diluted hydrochloric acid? Yes, we do. Okay. So there is a spot for both of those, which means, let's go here and make sure we mark this so we can easily reference it. So it's 1 to 1 bucket. Okay. So we need a bucket of hydrochloric acid, in fact 2, because we have 2 of the dusts. And that is going to the chemical bath. That might have to wait until the rest is done processing. I bet we can just throw it over there right now. And now we can run over here and see it picked up. Yeah, okay, so it still has the water and the hot ingots. But as soon as that's done, it's got the rough silicon dust in there, and then should have some of, yeah, here we go. There's a copper jar in here, which has the hydrochloric acid, and it's just waiting in here because it can't be unpacked yet, because this is full of water. I really love the system where it will wait, so it can queue up, and then when there's space available, then it'll actually put it in. I'm liking that a lot. Okay, this one is almost done, and as soon as it's done, it will start processing the last one. But now the hydrochloric acid is in there and ready to go as soon as the last rough silicon carbide ingot is done cooling. I guess I should also do a vacuum freezer. That would speed things up. Not a high priority. I think this is working out enough for now. Okay, there we go, and done. All right. Perfect. Now we are producing the silicon carbide ingot, which we can then smash into a plate, and that is what we need. And we get the rough silicon, and we've got the silicon carbide ingots that are done. Okay, beautiful. Well, here's 5, so we can go ahead and take these and send them to the bender. All that just for one of these substrates. But the one substrate plus some nickel, that'll make 4 the ceramic circuit boards. And those 4 will only make 4 of these. So actually, yeah, that's not a lot. We're gonna need a lot more of that stuff in the arc furnace. Okay, well, now that we have 5 of them, let's go ahead and set this to 5. It will go ahead and grab the stuff, put it in the arc furnace, and create some of these substrates. Yeah. Is this the arc furnace? Yes, this is the arc furnace. Okay, so it's making them. Very nice. Okay. All right, so one more and it will be done. There we go. Perfect. Now we can just go ahead and inactivate that because we don't have enough of these. That's okay. Now that we have those, we can make even more of these. Well, we've got 32 of them already. Is that? Yeah, it is. Okay, so 32 of those. We don't have those being made. But we've got 23 of them, so that's not bad. Okay, so what are we missing here? We need to make these, oh, the thin silicon rubber sheets. Great. So we do have some liquid silicone rubber, and that was actually kind of interesting because to get that, you put polydimethylsiloxane dust? Polydimethylsiloxane dust. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you mix some of that with some sulfur. You'll get some liquid silicon rubber. And to get this stuff, that was kind of interesting. I went this route here, where I made some methane. I already had some chlorine and water and silicon dust. So I made some methane. And I did that, yeah, with just hydrogen gas and carbon. That was the easiest for me. So I did that in a chemical reactor. Then another chemical reactor made this stuff. That's why I made room for the hydrochloric and diluted hydrochloric acid, because it's a byproduct here. And by doing that, I made a bunch of this stuff, and I made some silicon rubber. It doesn't take much in here. I mean, it's only 144 millibuckets to make 8 of these transistors. So that was pretty easy. Doesn't use a lot. But then I also needed to make some thin silicon rubber sheets so that I can make some of these capacitors here. I should probably make some more of these too, because we're going to be using these. I haven't set that up yet because I wanted to get more of these gauges. Now that we've made these, it wasn't too difficult actually. We just need to set up some automation for it. And let's just say this is where, right here, we want to be making these ingots. In order to make the ingot, you need something else and a liquid. And that something else is the dust. Silicon carbide dust. Okay. So one of those, and oh, I have to have it in the bucket. I really wish there was an easier way to do the liquids. As far as I can tell, I have to actually grab the liquid with a bucket. And then over on this side, I can take the bucket and fill in the gauge. Okay, so to get the silicon carbide, we need a dust, and we need a bucket of the hydrochloric acid, which I wish there was a faster way to do this. Can I just, if I click it, it undoes it. So I guess I just have to hold shift and scroll, get a bucket. Okay, so one bucket, one dust makes one ingot in the chemical bath. I was expecting one. Okay, good. I've got 0 of those for right now. Okay, and then to get that, just do 1 to 1 in the bender. Okay, good. So that's the end result. Now, how do we get this dust? We need to crush it. Crush that from, let's just stick it on the side here. We crush a rough silicon carbide ingot. So that's going to go into there. And then to get that ingot, we need to cool. So, oh, I can't pop one right there. Let's just put it up here then, I guess. Yeah. That needs a hot one. We're also going to need a fluid gauge because that also is going to need a fluid. And what is the fluid? It's water. And I don't have a bucket of water. I wonder if I can use the wooden bucket. Let's try that. We can come over to our water source here, grab a bucket of water. Yes, that worked. Okay, good. So we'll add a connection. We need water, and we need the hot one. And I think it's just 100 millibuckets per 1 ingot, and that'll give us 1 cooled off, and that is also in the chemical bath. Okay, so that will get us those. Now to get the hot one, that's where we do the exquisite quartz. I think we'll just do the exquisite quartz ones. 27 graphite and 9 exquisite quartz. Okay, graphite dust, check. Exquisite quartz. Perfect. Okay, 9 of those, 27 of those. That should give us 9 of these, I believe. That is in the EBF. And it does not matter if it's 2 or not, so that works just fine. Okay, we do need to make a way of extracting the carbon monoxide, but that is it. So we have those two going into there, that goes into there. Yep. And then that we will crush into that stuff. Once we have a master, we can set up the automation of doing that. And then that stuff, plus hydrochloric acid in the chemical bath, gives us the ingots. And then the ingots on this side get smashed into the plates. So perfect. That works just fine. Okay, we have a little bit of a process going to make this liquid silicone, which needs the liquid silicone rubber, which is going to go down there. But I can't put any in there until I have a bucket's worth, and I have less than a bucket. So right now we've got hydrogen and some carbon dust going in chemical reactor to make the methane gas. The methane gas mixed with the chlorine and also the water in another chemical reactor is making, oh, also plus some silicon, is making this polydimethyl siloxane dust. Yeah, there we go. See how it's going in there. And then once I have 18 of these, I'm going to put 18 of these and a couple of sulfur in, and then that will make the liquid silicone rubber, and then we'll be able to have enough to stick that in there and automate it. All right, there we go. 18. Let's reduce that. We don't want this kicking off just yet. We want to wait until the methane gets rebuilt, because the methane takes a really long time. I set up another chemical reactor right here, and the methane takes 175 seconds to do, so I should probably set it to like a huge number, because we're going to want to have methane on hand. Right now it's set to 32 buckets. We should probably set it to 64, to be honest, but that's all right. Polydimethyl, there it is. So 18 of those, a couple of sulfur. I think that needs to go into just a chemical reactor, any kind of chemical reactor. So chemical reactor, send it. There it comes. And there it is. It's going to make some liquid silicone rubber. Then once that is done, it will send it on its merry little way. There we go. Down here, the liquid silicone rubber, is right here. So I can grab, this hydrogen needs to go back into, okay, there we go. Back into here. Grab it, put it back in. Perfect. Okay, now we can grab a bucket of the liquid silicone rubber. We can go ahead and put that right there, that gauge. Now, to get the liquid silicone rubber, we add 9 of those and 1 of those. Nope, just 1. 9 of these, and that will make, that's a weird amount actually. Yeah, it makes 1296. Don't ask me why. It makes 1296. That has something to do with 144. Yep, that's 144 divided by 9. So it makes just enough to make 9 ingots of the liquid silicone. And that needs to happen in a chemical reactor, I believe. Yeah, and it could be anything, so perfect. We actually have a little over 2 buckets of that. 3 if you include the bucket I'm holding right now. So nice. What we should probably do is go ahead and make some, now I've got this bucket, we need to make some of these thin rubber sheets, thin silicone rubber sheets. When you do that in the solidifier, which I think we have one right here, yeah, solidify plate. So there's a plate, we go ahead and put that in there. Oh, but that's not exact. Okay, let's do this the smart way. We'll go over, put this back in. Okay. And now we can go back into here and we want, where is it? Liquid silicone rubber. Okay, let's make 4 of them. So that would be 576. In fact, okay, I'm doing this wrong. Silicone rubber sheet. You come from the liquid silicone. 144 makes 1 in the solidified plate. Okay, and let's say we want 4. Okay, to do that, it should take just enough of that out, put it into the solidified plate. There it is. There it goes. Sticking it out. Doing it again. Perfect. I think that's just fine. Okay, great. Could probably do that one more time. But what we're going to do is actually take another gauge, put it up here. This is the silicone rubber sheet thin stuff. So that's the stuff that we need over here, right? Yes. Now we add a connection there. One of those makes 4, and that is in the bender. Okay, perfect. Now let's say we want 16 of these. Should send them from there to the bender. The bender will squish it, put it back on, and there we go. Easy peasy. And then we'll get a little bit more of that rubber into there until that's 4 and that is 16. Because those are used here to make those, so perfect. So another change is that to make these links, they no longer take those item detectors. Now it takes the ULV machine casings, so I have to make them instead, which is not that difficult. So it is 8, but it has to be done in assembler 8. Okay, we should be able to put it right next to here. Just like that. Take the basic assemblers, stick it down right there like that. And this is going to be named Assembler 8. So now we can come over here and say this is in the Assembler 8. 1. Good. Now let's say we want 8 of these. Alright, that should work. There it goes. Oh, I didn't set this to 8. Yes, this is 8. And there we go. Can you hear the hum? That is the arc furnace making more wrought iron because we're using the wrought iron plates. So the wrought iron plates are being replenished right here. Yep. And soon we'll have our full amount of wrought iron plates back, and we'll have all of these. Oh, I love this. Loving this so much. Ooh, one thing we do need is to make these small gears. I mean, we're also going to need these red alloy gears up here, and to do that, we need the extruder. We should probably make that right now. I think we can. We've got pretty much a lot of this stuff automated. Oh, in fact, we've got a lot of packages here. Maybe what we should do is put another port on this other side as well. Right here, put one there, put one there, and then go ahead and say I'm going to take stuff off of here, because you are going to be called storage as well. And then do another one right there. I'll use storage as well. Okay, now we have 3 times as many storage frogs sucking up those packages. We do need a couple of copper cables, which we do have. Okay. We do need one of these. Oh, and look, we can make that in 8. So we can send that to assembler 8. Go ahead and make that. Okay, cool. And then we can make the advanced extruder. Done. Super easy. This quest completed. Advanced extruder. And what can we actually use this for? It's just solids, right? Yeah, it looks like just solids. The extruder is just for solids, so that does make it a lot more simple. Okay, now where do you want to put the extruder? I'm thinking probably on this side. Oh, but I think we're out of spots on this side. Might not for this side. Go down the stairs here and see. Yeah, we've got one more spot. Okay, stick it down. Need one of those like that. And like that. And oh, I need to put this down first, like so. Okay, then packager on this side. And oh, up and over. Another packager right here. Little froggy. Gonna be spitting you out right there. Gonna be picking you up right there. Extruder. Right, perfect. And we just need the sign, which we have here. You get to go to storage. I did set you to only, okay, only send. Okay, you have power, and you are setting stuff out that direction. All right, I mean, that's the extruder, only that is not right. In fact, this is extruder underscore small gear. Okay, that does work. This is just for doing the small gears. So for instance, over here, we've got brass ingots, brass gears. Now we can make the brass gears, the small ones, by the extruder. It has to be MV, that's what we do have. So it's a 1-to-1. We need the extruder mold. Ooh. Forming press? That's to make a whole bunch of them. Why would I want to make a whole bunch of them? They're not consumed. Oh, anyway. Artisan table. Well, this is new. So we have to do this. Which means we need to make an artisan table. Don't think I have one of these yet. So we are going to need 12 wax-treated lumber. And I only have 6. How do you make that? Okay. So just wax and other lumber. I do happen to have some wax. And I got a bunch of lumber. Okay, we'll make the wax-treated lumber real quick. I do need the 3 wax-treated wood. And then to make the artisan table, just do that. Perfect. All right, where should we put it? Should put it like right here. Got a bunch of stuff here. I should probably just take this and throw it in storage. Okay, there's the artisan table. Put that in storage too. We should probably favorite that so we can reference it. We are going to need a file and wire cutters. Got wire cutters in hand. The file is... Where's my file? There it is. Okay, got the file. And oh, we do need an empty mold. So we do need to make one of those. So 4 steel plates. And let's make that. Perfect. Now we can come over here and put that in. We need the file and the wire cutters, and we need to make this. That is an interesting pattern. There. There, there, and there. We also need that. And that. And then finally that. Alright, extruder mode, small gear. That's kind of a fun little mini game. I like that. Okay, so now we can go back to the extruder, or the extruder small gear, as it's called. That is the assembler, wrong one. Extruder small gear. Throw the gear in. Alright, now anything we throw in here, it'll make into small gears. So now we can go back to the wall, where we have all of our gauges, and U are made from U, and it's a 1-to-1 relationship at the extruder small gear. Alright, how many of these are we going to want? Small gears, at least 8. It's probably okay. Maybe we should do 16, just to be safe. Alright, there we go. Should be sending it out. Okay, it'll go to the extruder. Extrude. And be sent on its way. Yeah, it's working beautifully. And since we have the 3 frogs for storage, we don't have to worry about packages spinning endlessly. That's good. Well, now that we've got a lot of that out of the way, let's move on to something a little more interesting. Stainless steel. Oh yes. Okay, we're gonna need chromium. I think we have a bunch of chromium. Manganese. Yeah. Let's check in here. Chromium. Oh yeah, 140 chromium dust. Easy peasy. First of all, stainless steel ingot. How do you make a stainless steel ingot? You have to make an electric blast furnace. Yes. So how do you get the dust? A mixer. We can either mix manganese, nickel, iron, and chromium, or manganese, Invar, iron, and chromium. Okay, well, Invar is just nickel and iron, so really it's basically the same thing, only one is programmed on 1 and the other is 3. Now I know we have a mixer over here somewhere. It's chemical bath, arc furnace. Here it is, mixer. And this is on 1. And I also put, in order to make the red steel, yeah, I did all of this just so that we could get to the red steel. However, the red steel dust, this is in mixer 1. Mixer 3. Do we have a mixer 3? I actually need another mixer, because in order to mix these to make gold dust, we need a mixer on 3. So circuit 3 is stainless steel and MV. So yes, we are going to need it to be an MV mixer. I moved it over. So now it's coming up straight there and then over to the sides. That way there's room for a frog port right there. Just like that. And this one is mixer 3. Oh, this one needed 3. But I don't have it set for anything because we didn't have a mixer 3. But now that we do have a mixer 3, gold and copper, we can actually set this to 32 and watch it send stuff over, right? Yeah, something going around. And put into the mixer. Mixer's running. It's making rose gold dust. Getting sent back into storage. And yeah, rose gold dust automated. So now we have automated red steel dust as well. Okay, great. And we're going to need that mixer for stainless steel. Yeah. I was kind of leaving this wall for liquids, but I didn't have anywhere else to put the dust mixing, so I went in and just stuck it right there. I think go ahead and continue the dust mixing, and we'll add more of the liquids as needed on this side as well, maybe. But for now, we're going to need to make that stainless steel dust. Okay, grab these, tune them up, and we're going to say right here we want stainless steel. Okay, stainless steel dust. You're going to be made right there. Make stainless steel dust. We're going to need manganese, iron, nickel, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, chromium. That's right. Manganese dust. Iron dust. Where's the iron dust? Iron dust. Check. And now chromium dust. Chromium. There we go. Okay. So in order to make stainless steel, we need manganese, and we need iron, and we need chromium. We also need some nickel. Now the nickel, if I click this with the wrench, maybe it'll move that around. I don't want it on the bottom. I want it in the top. Yeah, just like that. That's fine. Okay, now we gotta know how much we need of each. Okay, so we need basically one of each except for the iron, which will need 6. Okay, and that should make 9 stainless steel. Yes, and this is going to be in mixer 3. Okay, and I've got a little bit of everything, so I mean, we could just set this to like, I don't know, 64, and it should just work now. Stuff's being spit out. It's going into mixer 3. Oh wow, already. Nice. So yeah, stainless steel mixing, very easy when you have all the ingredients already available. So we've got 9 already. However, the stainless steel we want to turn into actual steel. And so we should go to this side because this is our ingot side. All right, we've got a bunch of this stainless steel dust, but we are going to want ingots. So let's say we're probably going to want a whole bunch, so we probably should say 64. But that means we're going to need a lot more stainless steel dust. And that takes a while to mix. How's it doing? Looks like we're doing okay, except for not steel dust. It's nickel. Yeah, we got plenty of nickel. Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's go ahead and set that to 64 as well. We'll just start making a bunch of stainless steel. All right, so that should send it to the EBF. And the EBF should make it. Oh, goes. Stainless steel. Power of automation. Yeah, stainless steel being made. It does take a while. Stainless steel drum, which can handle gases, cryogenics, and acids. Might be good to make some stainless steel drums then. Yeah, we want to be able to go faster, so this is definitely something we would like to do. So what we should probably do is just grab like all the gauges and start making a bunch of stainless steel stuff that we know we're gonna need. Stainless steel plates. Let's set this to 16. Start grabbing these ingots, smash them into plates. We are going to make stainless steel upgrades. All right, so these are the 3 upgrades we're going to do. We're going to skip the hull upgrade because I don't think I want my warship to have more health, because then it's harder to break and carry it around. So we can search for rotor. Okay, got it. And we're also going to need the stainless steel for those. All right, so let's see. Make that. We just need those as well. The stainless steel plated airplane propeller. Excellent. Oh, here it is. So if we get in it, see, we got the aluminum plated airplane propeller. We exchange that with this one. Okay, now we're gonna swap those two like that and gun it. Ooh, that is faster. So fast that my world is having a hard time keeping up. Yeah, okay, well, good. And that should make the aircraft engine. Done. Let's make the landing gear. Okay, we got the landing gear, the aircraft engine. Let's switch those out. Upgrade, upgrade. All right, let's test her out. Takeoff doesn't seem to be that much faster. Maybe it's the up once you actually get there. And then moving around. Okay, yeah, it does seem faster. That's nice. All right, cool. Okay, one more really cool thing that I saw that I did not know you could do, and that is a storage cover. Let's make one of these really quick because they're awesome. All right, so we got the piston, we've got cast iron, we've got the chest. We just need 72 millibuckets of soldering alloy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 72. Send that to the assembler. Here it comes. Into the assembler. Okay, now if I do that, that, and that. Storage cover. Hey, we got these storage covers. And with these, we're going to need all of this stuff as well. Because if we go down here to the extruder, let's say, we can put one of these storage covers right. Can we not put them right there? Can I put it somewhere like on the top? Okay, there. See? Storage cover. If I click on that, there's storage in the machine. This is the extruder. So we're going to put the extruding molds in there, like... no, not that. The ring. We'll put that in there. This is a small gear. Okay, great. But if we ever need rings, we could just grab it, put it in there. Perfect. I think that's the only one that we have. However, the fluid solidifier, plop that in there. We've got this casting mold for the rotor, but like we've seen before, we've got these other molds. So yeah, let's just throw these in there too. And bada bing, bada boom. We've got all these stored in here. If we need to make this solidifier do something other than a rotor, we just swap it out, do the thing, and then swap it back. And it's all right here at the touch of our fingers. So isn't that handy? Handy dandy. Well, and I think with that, we are going to call this an episode. We got into HV technically because we made stainless steel, which is cool. And we got to use it. We upgraded our war machine, the war blimp, made it nice and cool. The war balloon. That's what it is. It's a war balloon. Well, that's it for now then. And I hope you all enjoyed. Catch you later.